Hello everyone, I'm Paul and today we're solving problem 166, fraction to recurring decimal. This is a medium one and here we are going back to elementary school, so keep watching. We are given a numerator and denominator of a fraction and we need to return the result in string format. So if the numerator is 2 and the denominator is 1, we return 2. And we are given this as integers and we need to return a string. Now if we are given 1 as a numerator and 2 as the denominator, we return 0.5. And here we have one more requirement. If the fractional part is repeating, we need to enclose the repeating part in parentheses. So if we get 4 divided by 3, the result for this is 0.012012 and so on. So this part is repeated. We always get 0, 1, 2. So we need to enclose this in parentheses and we return this string. And if there are multiple answers, we can return any of them. So here we could also return this, for example. Now remember how we used to divide numbers in elementary school. Let's say the numerator is 40 and the denominator is 5. Here we need to find how many times should we multiply 5 to get the closest number to 40 that's smaller or equal to 40. And here the result is 8. So now here we can subtract 40 and the remainder is 0. And given that the remainder is 0, we end here and the result is 8. So if we are given 40 as a numerator and 5 as a denominator, we just return 8. And in this process, we have all the information to solve this problem. The first observation is that if the remainder is 0, we found the result. So the first thing that we can do when we receive the input is we can take the numerator modulo the denominator, and if this is equal to 0, this means that we found the result. We can just do numerator divided denominator and we return the result. Now what happens if the denominator is negative? Well, here the result is negative. Similarly, if the numerator is negative, the result is also negative. Now, if both the numerator and the denominator are negative, the result is positive. So the conclusion regarding negative values is that if exactly one number and only one number is negative, the result is also negative. Else, the result is always positive. Now, what happens if we get 2 divided by 3? Well, let's go step by step. Here we have 2 as the numerator and 3 as the denominator. And first we need to find how many times do we have to multiply this number to get 2. And here this is impossible. We need a larger number here. So this is where we can start with 0 point, and here we can add a 0. And now the question is, how many times do we have to multiply 3 to get the closest number to 20 that's smaller or equal to 20? So let's write down this. We are doing 3 times some number, and this has to be smaller or equal to 20. So we can solve for x, and x is 20 divided by 3. And we can round down this value because we need a number that's smaller or equal. So x is 6. And we can put this 6 up here. And now 6 times 3 is 18, so we subtract 18 from here, and the remainder is 2. Now, how many times do we have to multiply 3 to get the closest number to 2 that's smaller or equal to 2? And we can't do this, we need a larger number, so we add a 0 here. And this is the key observation for this problem. Here we are repeating the same remainder as before. We had a 20 before and now we found another 20. As soon as we find a repeated remainder, we know that the fractional part will be repeated in the future also. So we can just use a parenthesis here and return this in string format. Now we need to know where did we put this 20 to know where do we have to put these parentheses. Here we have to put these parentheses at index 2. This is index 0, the dot is index 1, and this is index 2. So we are storing unique reminders at each index in the final string. And for this we can use a map. So let's start again with this example and let's go slow. First we get 2 as a numerator and 3 as a denominator. So we do 2 modulo 3 and the result for this is different from 0. What this means is we will have a fractional part. So we can move with this step. So now we have an empty map and we can go with this part. Remember that this is the numerator and this is the denominator. And remember our formula from a few seconds ago. We are trying to get the first value in the result, so we can do 2 divided by 3 and round down the result. So this is 0 and 2 minus 0 is still 2, and this is the current remainder. Given that this is different from 0, we have a fractional part. So we can add this as a unique remainder to our map. Here we have a dot and this will be a key, and the value for this will be the next index in our result. This is our current result, this is index 0, this is 1, and the next index is 2. So we are adding 2 as a value here. And when we add a dot, we can add a 0 here. So now we use our formula, 20 divided by 3 and round it down is 6, and 20 minus 18 is 2. And now we are checking if we have this in our map, and we have it right here. So we can go to index 2 in our result. This is 0, 1, 2. We go here and we add a parenthesis here, a closing parenthesis here, and we just return this. So as soon as we find a remainder that we have already seen, we add the corresponding parentheses to the result and we just return this in string format. Okay? So with this in mind, let's go with the code and hopefully you will get the idea. First we have this, so we can say the numerator is n and the denominator is d for convenience. And the first step here is if n modulo d is equal to 0, we just return in string format n divided by d. Else we know that we will have a fractional part. So we can store this in an array. This will be the result. And first we can handle negative values to transform every number into an absolute number and make this easier. So if exactly one of the numbers is negative, meaning if n is greater than 0 and d is smaller than 0, or n is smaller than 0 and d is greater than 0, we add to the result a minus. And now we can transform these numbers into absolute numbers. This is n, this is absolute D. And we can add to the result in string format n d by d, and we can also add a dot. So now the initial reminder is n modulo d. We will have a map, we are calling this scene, this is initially empty, and while the reminder is different from 0, we do the following. First, we need to store this in this map. So scene at reminder is equal to the next index in the result, meaning the length of the result. And now we need to add a 0 to the reminder, so this is times equal 10. And remember our formula, we need to add to the result in string format reminder divided denominator. And the new reminder is reminder modulo equal denominator. And before doing this, we need to check if we have already seen the current reminder. So if reminder in scene, we add to the result, and here we are using insert. We are inserting at the stored index, meaning scene at reminder. Remember, here we store indices, and open parenthesis. We also add to the end of the result a closing parenthesis, and finally we can just break this loop. And after all of this, down here, we can just return the result in string format. So we use join and the result. So this is it for the code. I think this is right. Let's submit this and see if it works. As you can see, this works and it's very efficient. Here, time and space complexity will be the amount of different reminders that we can have until we reach 0, or until we detect a cycle and we break this loop. So this is it for the problem. If you found this useful, please drop a like, subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.